is the thing.
Well,
what we do. Listen, I think that, we should be encouraging, listen, media, okay, and especially in this instance, and we're talking about Ejura here, it was private media that gave us a lot. And we should be grateful. We should actually be extremely grateful to the media that we see a whole regional security council. Do you know the power and the sort of equipment that they have? If they couldn't capture the evidence and we told the story as it was happening, I mean, you need to be patting us on the back. Like, you should be grateful,
to be honest,
that we did what we did.
If they had even captured it and it hadn't looked good for certain people in certain circles, let's face it, would we be privy to some of what we already have? So indeed, we ought to be very grateful to private media and multimedia at the helm of, I believe that. I found it interesting yesterday, looking at comments on social media, and some of what came even to our page when Erastus Asaridonko. By the way, Erastus, hey, you be senior artist. Hey, even from the legal standpoint, we were watching you and going like, yeah.
Here's what I just posted on my Facebook. And I say, it is the morning after, and we will always be proud of our Erastus Asaridonko. You led a team to tell a story and gave the nation perhaps the only evidence. Hashtag George Floyd on my mind. Hashtag Joy News. Big ups, Erastus.
I mean, he accounted of himself so well.
Absolutely.
And especially when the committee was pushing that, certain slugs had been given, whether indeed Kaka was a member of the Fix the Country. But since when did the Fix the Country people start bearing membership cards? I mean, I thought it was an open thing that people on the back of, those posts were saying, okay, yes, let's fix this in my community. It is this, it is that. Since when did people start becoming card-bearing members of Fix the Country?
Oh, I think it's still, the whole social media and trends. And just like the, Republic Press puts the headline, NDC old men flex muscles, trends and hashtags is still not something that a lot of people are used to.
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a hashtag and you get involved. It doesn't mean that you're a member of whatever.
I mean, there are different ways of looking at it, but it was curious when, the questions were posed that you were reporting this and the station had that and all of that. But in the end, we're just waiting for justice. Whatever way, one of the papers today is suggesting, I think the Statesman is suggesting that Kaka's brother, actually had a hand in the attack. You remember this came up initially. And the family threw it out and said there was no possibility that happened. Well, the police is maintaining, as an eyewitness shares. You remember that eyewitness as well. So we'll see how that story develops.
Yeah.
But we'll keep playing our role.
Absolutely.
Multimedia, and we shall not back down.
I think we've given this committee some fantastic raw visuals.
Oh yeah.
That if they sat down to look at it, they would see that it would be absolutely helpful to their work.
Right.
Yeah. So we're happy that we're able to do that. By the way, it cost a lot of money to send equipment and team members to the field to do that, and we were broadcasting live. So that's a lot of money. So
I guess
to give it freely to the states, through the work of this committee, that's like a lot.
It tells you why we were the ones there covering it, and the other entities, what has here. You don't be joke like that. This morning, I have the Daily Graphic, the Daily Statesman, the BNFT Daily Guide, and the Custodian newspaper.
I'll do the Ghanaian Times, Republic Press, Daily Dispatch, the final newspaper. All right, so where do we start? Perhaps the Ghanaian Times. Here's what's on the front page of the Times today. The banner headline, March for Justice, demo hits Accra as supporters of NDC march through Accra streets. CRI applauds government for bearing cost of surgery on conjoined twins. On the Ejura Ministerial Committee sitting, Ashanti Regional Minister appears before probe. Well, yesterday he said that he actually ordered for Operation Calm Life, which is the military, to be there in Ejura. And he says it's actually a strategy that he's been using, not just for Ejura, but for other hotspots as well. It's worked except for this last incident. Government to retool Ghana National Fire Service with $61 million equipment. I've heard this before, except that I'm not sure it was 61 million. I think
Well,
I've heard
this time 61
and
million.
it was for two fire tenders, right?
Yes, I remember there was one such incident. But again, while this is a very good step, a very good initiative, I always ask myself, we're such a knee-jerk reaction people. Something must happen to trigger something. May 9 had to happen. All these things happen. And even still, you look at some of the things that have happened on the back of which we were supposed to adopt certain measures. You look at the measures supposedly adopted, and we're just waiting for another disaster to happen. Sad.
All right, let's go to page 3. And 1,454 persons were killed and 8,188 suffered injuries in 8,188 road crashes within 6 months in the country this year, against 8,140 persons killed and 6,855 injured in 6,670 road crashes within the same period last year. This represents an increase of 23% of cases recorded by the Motor Traffic and Transport Department of the Ghana Police Service. So details of that on page 3. Also, the Central Region Police Command has arrested at least 60 tricycle riders for illegally using tricycles for commercial purposes in the Cape Coast metropolis. This was in our news just a short while ago. They're asking people not to patronize, and it's actually very scary. I thought initially they were they used to cart goods, if you like, but now you actually see people occupying it.
These tricycles are meant to cart goods, not persons. But now we're seeing this, and the Pragya is no exception. And even for me, an even bigger worry, the speeds at which they go sometimes. And you know, they are not so stable. So any little thing, and you could end up, we could have fatalities on our hands. So I think, well, in a way, this could help address the problem.
Again, we've watched it grow to a certain level now. Yep. I don't know, because it's all over the regions.
When you hit the knee and you feel the pain, then we react.
All right, police have arrested one person in connection with the killing of a head teacher identified as Isaac J. Menu. Okay, this is a story from the Ashanti region that we shared with you. The suspect who had confessed of, slashing this other human being, really, because he wanted to make money, and they had told him to bring a human head. And then an ex-convict has been arrested by the police for allegedly stealing a laptop from his victim along the Achimota Gimpa Road in Accra. Suspect is Ofori Kwabena. He's in the custody of the police, assisting with investigations with his while his accomplice is on the run. So this is an incident back in 2016. Details of that in the paper. Let's check out what's in the center spread. I'll come back and do a bit of details of this Ghana National Fire Service disclosing. And this is demo. It's not like a minister saying, but it is, again, the Ghana National Fire Service saying that government will reach to. Okay. So I'll come back and deal with this matter. On the back page, Hearts, Oli, and Tricky MTN FA Cup ties. And then Kotoko overcome Asokwa Deportivo. Hey, Asokwa Deportivo. Where do they get the names?
Yeah.
I'm not even talking about the Premier League. I'm talking about the FA Cup.
Yes, I know.
Why are you afraid?
When you start saying Asokwa Deportivo, that team has been around for a while, though. A lot of people don't know, though. Asokwa Deportivo. But sometimes it's interesting. I think maybe our sports people could just put together something interesting. These names that some of the teams have, first tier, second tier, third tier, and how they get them, and how sometimes they name them after some teams in Deportivo, of course. Deportivo La Corona is in Spain.
Maybe they have some sort of support.
Yes, some
from
of them get support, Midtjylland or whatever.
Is it Brecum that we have Ajax. Chelsea?
Yeah, Brecum Chelsea. Brecum Chelsea. But
some of them too, Arsenal?
There's an Arsenal somewhere. There's an Arsenal somewhere.
Yes, oh, that one is Brecum.
What I've not heard yet is maybe Kukrantume Manchester United. we should get to one of those.
Well, I'm done with the Times.
Let's get into the Daily Graphic. ENI discovers more oil. That's on page 16. what is that going to mean? When we struck oil and started in earnest around 2010, some people said maybe the Dutch disease and it was going to be a curse rather than a blessing. We've got a lot from it, but as Piak will tell us recently, we've not milked enough in terms of development from our oil resources. Environment Minister calls for debate on GMOs, and that is something else that has come up. People insinuating that some people are producing them. March for Justice ends peacefully. And 7 days into census, Mama V, half of households counted. Northeast region covers 64%.
Should have
now
seen me.
That is something.
Just because I saw the chalk and some, I'll give it to a code to put it on the screen.
Right.
I was so happy. I was like, oh my God, my house has been counted.
So according to the story, the Ghana Statistical Service has covered almost half of the expected households to be enumerated as of last Sunday, 7 days into the 2021 population and housing census. And data received from 99.2% of enumeration areas in all 16 regions and 272 statistical districts indicate that an average of 42.1% of the expected households have been enumerated. The completion rate ranges from 27.09% in the Greater Accra region to 63.89% in the Northeast region. No surprise in the Greater Accra region looking at the numbers. So, but very good. Very, very good work. In fact, I always do the international pages 5 and 9. 9 jailed in first Togo pirate trial. And then mobile clinics to speed up COVID-19 vaccinations in Abidjan. Nigerian state shut schools over kidnappings, one of which you were speaking of only yesterday. On the other international page, page 9, WHO warns against easing COVID-19 restrictions. And here in Ghana, well, with Delta on the prowl, we don't have even that. We can't even think of it, easing the restrictions. Israel's new government fails to renew disputed citizenship law. And finally, China takes dig at U.S. in speech to political parties around the world. You can check out details of that. In the middle spread, I was compelled to dispatch military. That's according to Ashanti Regional Minister Simon Osei-Mensah. And then deliberations on maximizing water energy resources underway in Accra. On the back page of the paper, 2 community mining projects inaugurated in the Western region, and fear grips motorists over shaky bridge. And this one, should time suffice, I shall get back to. That's it for the Daily Graphic. Let's
do Republic Press newspaper, and on the front page, NDC old men in quotes, flex muscles at youth demo. It says, what looked like a battle for attention and relevance reared its ugly head yesterday at the NDC youth protest when 2 of the party's top under-fire executives joined the march to flex their muscles in the streets of Accra. Well, you might want to read this angle and figure out who they are describing as old men flexing their muscles. In the Central Region, it says Central Region Police hands for illegal tricycle users in Cape Coast, another angle to the earlier story shared. Police command sends reinforcement to Ntonso after 2 youth groups clash. And then Makola fire, congested access impedes firefighting. Also, Ashanti Region Minister justifies military deployment to Ejura. Namuan is sick, lawyer tells the court, and I'm sure that this is one that a lot of people are interested in. So if you go to page 4, it says the Chief Executive Officer for Defunct Men's Gold, Nana Apia Mensah, popularly known as Namuan, failed to show up at an Accra Circuit Court where he's standing trial together with 2 others for various offenses, including fraud. At the court on Tuesday, lawyer for Namuan, Audrey Chum, prompted Judge Evelyn Samoa and court officials that his client's, if it's Audrey, then it's her client, is coughing and has been advised by his doctors to seek medical attention. On that note, the lawyer asked for an adjournment to afford enough time for the accused to get the needed care, and the court, based upon the plea of the lawyer, adjourned the case to September 2, 2021. When what? July what?
Today is July the 7th, right?
Okay.
Oh, he's coughing?
Yeah, so doctors...
In these times of COVID?
Exactly. So you can understand why doctors, there will be the advice for you to seek medical attention.
The man is coughing. Come on.
So they will be back on September 2nd He's been charged alongside his wife and his sister for aiding him in his alleged fraudulent act. The two women are still at large as their whereabouts remain a mystery to the police. Okay. There's a lot more to the story. If you're interested, you can grab the paper. Let's see what's on the back page. Police resists NDC incitement. There's also another angle to the demonstration. And then the Makola fire, don't blame us for no water in track. The fire service says.
Well, I'm definitely not coughing, so let's get into the daily guide. Ejura Minister defends military. Did you listen to Adam Bonner yesterday?
No, I did not.
Okay, so part of what he spoke about, his assessment. He hadn't been asked though, but he gave his assessment and he gave the committees 2/10 so far. I was like, Adam Bonner, why?
They've just started. They've just started work. Let's allow them.
But he started digging in. One matter of interest though, how is it possible that there was a commanding officer who deployed when the regional minister gave the order? A commanding officer gave, that order to his men to move to the ground, and we can't tell which men were put out on that day.
One of the things that the Rastas had shared was the fact that this committee had extended an invitation to the police and the military as well. So we're hoping that in the coming days, they're sitting today, I think, yeah. So we would begin to hear the other side of what had happened, the accounts from the other side. I mean, just like the Ashanti Regional Minister also gave attended in some piece of evidence which had already gone viral. Yeah. So so we'll.
And now, when he was asked about the source and bringing the person, of course, trying to
protect his source,
the person's identity. It's always important to do that. But I maintain that even if there's an MTTD officer who takes something from you or does something that you shouldn't, Professor Inning was speaking recently about, was it the Apam Road, a very bulky officer who supposedly the person can't be missed. You know whom you've assigned to which stretch. There's no way you can say, I don't know who was on duty here. It's like saying, oh, we don't know Benjamin Akakpo will be on duty on the AM show. You know who has been assigned. So, but Ejura Probe, Minister defends military. I killed boat's driver for money ritual suspect. Money ritual, that is the suspect saying that. NDC stage demo in Accra. Child rights Lord's Nanes twin gesture. It has to do with the Siamese twins. And then Namwan Sikh trial adjourned. All these stories we've heard of already, but let me do the international entertainment page and wrap up from there. Castro, Janet Bandu, legally dead. Per our laws, you know what it is, 7 years. And according to Section 33 of Ghana's Evidence Act, if a person has not been heard of for 7 years despite diligent efforts to find that person, he or she will be presumed dead. So that's the status. Chase forever breaks hiatus with Okekamu Ayo. Davido speaks about manager's death. This is a sad one. He's been talking recently on the back of the demise of Habib Uthman, a.k.a. Obama DMW. And Superman director Richard Donner dies at age 91. On the back page, DOL, that is the Division 1 League board, condemns Sunyani coronation officials' attack. And managing Ronaldo is not simple. That is Lazio manager Maurizio Sarri talking about the person I consider to be the world's best player ever, Cristiano Ronaldo. That's it for the Daily Guide newspaper.
Let's do Daily Dispatch. Parliament approved allowances for presidential spouses, according to government. Now, H. Kwesi Prempeh, the executive director at the CDD, has had some very interesting stuff to say about this. We will read it too, so we can all, educate ourselves and then begin to talk about the other side or the consequences of this action, possibly. And I'm trying to get it, but whilst I do that, let me go through the other headlines. One of the two shot dead at Ejura calmed the anger of the youth, according to Erastus Asari Donko as he appeared yesterday. But this is something that we've been sharing even before his appearance, that, the whole team had disclosed that initially when they got to the ground and they started shooting, The young people were pretty upset. They were very angry. But this gentleman, sadly, he was shot and killed. He was the one
The person who was
formed
trying
a
to mediate,
shield around
bring
them
about
initially.
peace.
Exactly. And then subsequently led them, only for them to discover, after the whole shooting and everybody was trying to get to a safety point, that he was one of the two. Yeah. It is better to burn excavators on site in Galamsey fight. I know this is a point of departure for Benjamin and myself. I'm not proud of what I have witnessed or, what we have seen even in videos with the military shooting. But when it comes to the excavators, I beg to differ. I am on their side. So is the European Union in Ghana.
Well, you're against not just me, the likes of Samson Ladi and a host of others who also say that. But now we have practically another judgment debt around our necks on the back of how we've dealt with the excavators. Yes,
that was
previously
Operation Vanguard, right?
Vanguard. So it's also good for us to be very cautious how we are dealing with it this time, so we don't incur further judgment debts.
Well, Dr. Mustafa Hamid has also taken over as MPA CEO. Seen some pictures of him at work, and then I think there was Hassan Tampoli, who he invited, I guess, to give him a brief. Which is a cool thing, except that, when it's a different administration, like a different political party, we will not see that. If we would witness that, that would be good as well. What I mean is like a chief executive under a different political party.
And then a new one.
And
that is something actually I feel they should do more often. That's why I still laud Henry Quarty. He organized this thing with former Greater Accra Regional Ministers, past, ones from both administrations. And I feel it was very good because some of what they shared with him obviously would impact his work. Is that it?
Yes, sir. Oh, I wanted to, finish it. I wanted to read HKC Prempers.
No, go ahead. Since it ties into that, you might as well go ahead with it.
Oh, did I lose it?
And when you're done, I'll take a look at the Daily Statesman newspaper, which talks about Abu Gapele's family expressing appreciation to Akufo-Addo, of course, that prerogative of mercy exercised by His Excellency, the President. There's appropriate authorities will deal with your concerns, government assures NDC. But this one, and I'm going to dig into it briefly, Karka's brother attacked him. Police, mind you, police maintains as witnesses appear before Ejura committee. So a little bit about that story before you come in with what HKC Prempers says. The Ghana Police Service maintains that its preliminary investigations as well as eyewitness accounts indicate that Mohammed Idrisu alias Kaka was ambushed and attacked by his own brother, Baba Idi. This claim has, however, been challenged by friends and relations of the deceased. They rather claim the late Kaka was attacked by men believed to be connected to the municipal chief executive for Ejura, Setre Dumase. Baba Idi has since been arrested, arraigned, and remanded into police custody by a circuit court at Ejura as investigations continue. So we will keep an eye on that story to find out what the details really are.
Okay, so with regards to the fact that we've been told that Parliament has approved allowances for presidential spouses, this is what HKC Prempeh has said. The mandate of an Article 71 Emolument Committee is limited to recommending the salaries and other benefits and privileges of those office holders specified in Article 71, Sections 1 and 2. The list of office holders is exhaustive. The Article 71 Emolument Committee has no authority to recommend payments of any allowance or emolument to first or second spouses, as these are not Article 71 offices or of office holders or officers of office holders. Okay. And of course, the Constitution does not require or compel a president or vice president to have a spouse, bachelors. And we will continue with this, just a little bit of it, when we settle down for AM Talk. We'll read the entire post where he says if we continue this way, then we might as well sort out the speaker's spouse as well, and then it will continue on and on and on and on. Is either a bill is presented to Parliament.
Not the executive, it is not the president, it's Parliament that actually, approved this.
So was a bill, I guess, so was a bill sent to Parliament to begin the process to change?
Exactly.
Is what we have to figure out.
Then they would have no bit about whether the speaker, because then no push was made for that.
And then he also, I think most importantly, says that then they will become public office holders.
Yeah.
So we're going to scrutinize them just like we do
Which means
to their husbands.
we just might have to even look at the legal arrangement and all of that to sort of legalize it, because what is being done, well, have to take a look at that.
Yeah. Oh, it looks like time is up, right?
We've actually run out of time. Let me just sneak in. Kiddies Touch It debuts on the official Afrobeats chart, and the song made its debut on the chart at number 12. It beat Chike and Simi's Running to You to claim the spot.
All right, just before Muftal comes in, just something interesting happening in South Africa. Let's get a brief update on that. So former President Jacob Zuma, their highest court, our highest court is the Supreme Court. Theirs is the Constitutional Court. It actually sentenced him to 15 months imprisonment for contempt. It found him contempt of court last week. And today, Wednesday, is the last day that he has to either present himself to serve that sentence or he will be arrested. But what's also interesting is the fact that he's appealed to a lower court. So just imagine that the Supreme Court has given you a certain sentence and you are the High Court or maybe the Second Court, and you are trying to either overturn or wait for them to deal with it before the Supreme Court carry out their what they have ordered. It's a very interesting something that is unfolding in South Africa. So we'll see what happens. Will the police go ahead and arrest him? The last time they did, his supporters formed like a shield around his house. Yeah, and that's it. So this was them preventing the police from arresting Mr.
I guess these things happen everywhere, right? Not just here. But right before we get to sports, let's quickly do this. Some birthday messages, I should say. Happy birthday to Peter Anti, Executive Director for iFest. A very happy birthday to you, sir. Happy birthday as well. 75th birthday to you, Madam Beatrice Edu of Chifopraso. It's from your children, Professor Kofi Abochi, George Asari Efriye Esquire, Evelyn Bruce, and Charlotte Che Bafo. It's also a happy birthday to Honorable Samuel Salas Mensah. July 7 is your special day. May favor and grace continue to locate you and your family. That's from Mr. Kofi Akbabli. Happy birthday to Fanny Eugenia Akuna, final year development planning student at the KNUST. Is from your dad, Emmanuel Akuna, and the entire Akuna family. Mama, would you like to take the others?
Oh, happy birthday to Zion Felix. Is from a call Sam and the rest of the squad. Happy birthday to you, Zion Felix. You as one. Okay, so Muftal will come with the exciting reaction to the Euro 2020. Italy is in the final. Will it be Italy, Denmark, or Italy, England?
It will be Italy, England.
Italy, Denmark.
Italy, England. And we'll see how it pans out.
But it was a painful exit for Spain.
Italy has been almost perfect, and I think they just might edge out.
Italy, that you want to bet?
All other competition.
Do you want to put money on it?
I think it's going to be Italy, England.
Do you want to put money on it, Massa?
I'm not a betting man, but on that day, today for here we go.
Muftal, oh no! If you're not putting anything on it, there's no point. Muftal is up next with all those details.